Hello, hello! Welcome to another Niceface gaming video. Today we're going to be looking at pulling in Dota 7.2. We're going to be looking at how to do it, why to do it, and when to do it. Let's get started. So this first type of pull is the easiest. It is just a regular pull. And you're going to want to attack the creeps at about 15 seconds after or 45 seconds after on the Radiant side. This will give you enough time to draw the creeps into your lane. And as you can see, the lane creeps aggro to them. And what this sort of pull is going to do is it's going to deny your opponents a little XP. Maybe one creep will die. But the main thing that it's going to do is draw your lane equilibrium back temporarily. And it's going to create a double wave. And that'll allow you to push. And there are lots of different times that you're going to want to push. For example, with a catapult wave, or if your opponents have left the lane. This second type of pull is called a chain pull. And what you're going to do is aggro your small camp, just like you would with the regular pull, but then afterwards you are going to draw the large camp. And this type of pull can be especially useful because it destroys your entire creep wave. And denying your opponents an entire creep wave of XP can win a lane. This sort of pull is able to be disrupted by your opponents a lot more easily than other types because it takes a long time and they can come over and just draw aggro from the creeps. So as you can see there, I attacked the large camp before the small camp was dead because as soon as the small camp dies, your lane creeps run back to the lane. This third type of pull is a stacked pull or a double pull. And what this is a pull just to the small camp, but it happens after you have already stacked the camp one time. And this will destroy your entire creep wave, and it will do it rather quickly, much more quickly than chain pulling will. So it makes it harder for your opponents to interact with it. It's harder to disrupt.
Here I come.
And this has a lot of the same uses as the chain pull. So here we're going to be looking at the Radiant Offlane pull. And the offlane pull can be really helpful if your lane is very pushed. So we're going to attack them at about 43, and that will successfully pull them. Yeah. So here we are on the Dire side, and we're going to be doing the same pull. We actually want to pull this one a little bit earlier, and that's because the creeps will get further back into their spawn zone. And that's important because the chain pull is much harder on the Dire side. It requires a lot more perfect timing. So on this one we are going to wait until the creeps are almost dead and then pull these over. And so here we've done it, and that was not ideal. It was not perfect, but it is much harder. So that's a successful chain pull on the Dire side. It's hard to get the ranged creep, but this will deny almost all of the XP. So here we're going to be looking at the Radiant Offlane pull, and this one's going to be done a little later, around 48, 49, something like that will get you the optimal time to get these creeps in here. And so we use the ranged projectile of the satyr there to really pull them in. And that can really be helpful because as soon as the projectile hits you, the creeps will draw aggro if you are close enough to them. And this will, again, kill the whole creep wave, and it's pretty useful, especially when your tower, you're pushing into the tower with your lane, and it's unsafe for your carry to get farmed. And that about covers it, all the different types of pulls on Radiant and Dire. A big takeaway is to understand what's going to happen when you pull. You need to be thinking about this. Is it going to push your lane? Is it going to pull your lane back? Is it going to reset lane equilibrium? And is your carry going to be able to last hit effectively while you're not there? And is he going to be safe? So these are all important things to consider when you're pulling and will make you a better Dota player. Thanks for watching.